Now that we have our first plot outline created, it's time to flesh out our characters. The first prompt we're going to use is the Kowal relationship axis, which if you watch the 2.7 update video, you'll know it creates 6 matrices or spectrums on 6 matrices for characters that you can then use to compare against other characters to determine how compatible they are in relations. So we'll pick Hemi Tame since he's one of our protagonists. Try Mistral Medium. And so what it's doing is going out and looking at their character profile and then scoring them on the 6 different items. So because he's a super genius because he's lived for years. Mind score of 9. Money is 8. Comfortable in spending. Morals are fairly high. Manners are middle. Monogamy is 4. And this isn't necessarily dealing with sexual relations. It's really any relationships. And he's got a decent score for humor. So the instructions say we want to, let's go ahead and pin that. And I'd already done this in the past during testing, but let's see, 9, 8, oh, morals changed. But yeah, under add details, I created one called the Kowal relationship and set it as a text. Affected scope is this novel, associated types as characters. So let's next do Raphael. See if we do retry. Copy that. Scroll down to the bottom. Add detail. Kowal relationship axis. Control V. And now we pin him. Let's see, mind, they are exactly the same on the axis. Money and 8. Yeah, this is to be expected. Raphael's morals are lower than Hemi's. He has better manners, though. Both of them are fairly low on the monogamy scale, but that makes sense. I mean, if you've gone through multiple lives, you probably get less attached to people. But looks like Raphael does not have much of a sense of humor. So this is probably where the two of them would conflict is, when it comes to anything related to humor. And morals as well. Raphael seems to be more neutral and is likely to do things that Hemi wouldn't. Our next prompt. Under 205 character builder, main character motivations. Character type, we'll go with protagonist. Let's try Hemi again. And instead of Mistral, let's try Grok 3 Mini. So the thing I love about Grok, which is sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad, it's very wordy, very chatty, likes to give you a lot of details, which is why in a lot of prompts I have it end with just give me a very brief breakdown or summary of everything that I can then put into a codex. So we'll copy that. Yeah, save output to name snippet, but we're just testing. Do I any voice style guide? All right, we don't have any of that for him yet, so let's go ahead and add it there. Now we know his motivations. And let's try, say, an ally. Let's do it on just Will of Thorn. Double check here. Oh, okay. I don't know why it wasn't labeled, but hero name is who we want to have the character associate with. So if they were, if you've got, in this case, we've got multiple protagonists, we're going to have a group that either helps or hinders Raphael, or in another group that helps or hinders Hemi. So in hero, in this case, we'll just say Raphael. And now we will pick our character and we will say Will of Thorn. And let's skip Minimax because it takes too long to think about stuff. So formatting high, yeah, is a little bit less wordy than Grok. And really, one of the reasons why you want to save this to a snippet is clean it up and then put the expansive details above here in, say, the research tab. Just in case there's something we might want to call on later as we build out the story, but we can do that. Yeah. Copy. What we really want, oh, interesting, broke it down into layers. Come on, here we go. Let's go ahead and start a new chat session for the next prompt. Character backstory. Character name. Let's try Dr. Lena Fisher. Mistral's very good about asking clarifying questions. How many personal items? Let's give her 2 since she's not that big of a character. Specify the genre, location. Science fiction. I'm not sure where, I don't know, it's ESA in France, but we'll just say Europe, somewhere in Europe. Time era, 20, what did we say, like 2035 is when they launch? Events or experiences. That could happen. Ooh, moon mission patch. I like that idea. Okay, born in Germany. So, yeah, we'd have to change that, because if she was only 13, that means she's, what, 24 now? Copy that. But then, yeah, we'd go back and just pull out the things that we need, like our hidden pain, the moon missing patch thing, stuff like that, details to put into the details field. But that's how you do character backstory. And now character arcs. Character type, let's do an antagonist. Hero name, would actually be both of them, but let's go with Raphael. He is a living being. That is one thing, yeah, there are different types of protagonists, you know, based on your story. Most character-driven stories, it's going to be a living person. But it could be a force, like a natural force, either something supernatural or, you know, nature itself, or something faceless like a corporation, just technology in general. And then there are antagonist proxies, and that's generally, think of them there as henchmen, or, you know, they represent something that doesn't have a face, like a corporation or a government. But in this case, he is something living. Oh, actually, no. He does work for the government. Let's make him a proxy. Oh, yeah. Can we clear that selection? There we go. He is the proxy. Since we don't have a specific antagonist in the story yet. Character arc. Oh, so this would be the arc of whichever character. So in most cases, it'd be arc 1 of the protagonist, but we actually didn't create an arc. But so we named the protagonist or the hero name, and then we would look at their arc so that it knows how to build the antagonist arc, so it's kind of a mirror image, you know, opposite, flipped upside down, backwards, whatever, 180. Let's see what this gives us. So this is one of the things that Mistral Medium does sometimes, and it can be, you know, a good thing or a bad thing, but we only asked it for one character arc for Rakesh, but because we told it that our hero that he's going to be antagonizing is Raphael, well, it created a character arc from him too. which in this case isn't a bad thing because, as I mentioned, yeah, I had not created a character arc for Raphael. So guess what? Now we have a character arc. But yeah, if we'd have picked a different LLM, chances are it would only have done just the one, because some models are better than others at adhering to instructions. Santos. And let's create a new entry. We'll call this one arc 4, I think is antagonist. Get rid. So yeah, called it 4 because in 4-corner opposition, the 4th corner is usually the antagonist, but mostly I just wanted to make sure that there was room for Hemi and our contagonist, Dr. Lena Fisher. Pin that. Go ahead and copy the richer details to put into research, because it's better to have it and not need it than to need it and not have it. And we'll do the same thing for Raphael. But yeah, you can basically do it for any of your main character types. And again, you're going to align them with protagonist, determine what type of antagonist type they are, and then if they're aligned with, say, like proxies, since he's actually a proxy of a government corporation, we would create the name of the organization he belongs with and then say that that's the antagonist. And then his name, and then the hero arc. I should see if I can move these to their... So it's hero name, hero arc, they're together, but... Anywho, that's how you use this prompt. Now we're going to move on to Character Builder Part 3. With my good friend Grok 3 Mini. So we've got 2 prompts in this one, main character voice and then placeholder supporting characters. Raphael does not have a character voice, so we'll select him. It's actually good this brought this up, because I do see this happen frequently where, for whatever reason, some LLMs, and Grok usually is pretty good about picking this up, but sometimes they don't recognize, for whatever reason, that you've actually assigned these things to the context. So you just say continue, and it goes, oh yeah, there, okay, I see it now. I'm not anticipating your answer. I'll wait for confirmation. So yeah, so what it does is it gives a little explanation based on the character's profile, what shapes their voice, and then I've told it to randomly select something from Act 2. So it picked one and have it write some dialogue within that chapter or scene in their voice, just so you can kind of get a feel for what it would sound like. So yeah, we got some dialogue, we got some inner monologue. So inner thoughts, boy, I tell you what, the AI isms are just firing off left and right here. Well, that's a me-ism. What price? Ah, that's a single word. Yeah, I ain't crazy about the dialogue, but it does give me a feel for his voice. He's got this grand, kind of eloquent voice. I mean, I was Alexander. Voice style guide, blah, 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 blah. One paragraph description. So this is kind of what we're looking for is how should the AI write in his voice tack that to the end. And like everything else, we just throw it all into research in case there's something in there that we need. But that's how you do character voice. So the last one. Gemini 2.5 Flash. Give it a go. Placeholder supporting character. So it never fails. You know, you're writing a scene and you realize I need to give a name to, you know, the character that just walked through the door, or, you know, the receptionist at the front desk, or the barkeep, or something like that. So what we're going to do is we're going to pre-generate 10 characters that we could put in a codex, and then at any point, you know, instead of stopping and going through all the prompts to create that character, we just pick one and it's like, okay, you know, rename it, but, you know, just grab whatever we need so we can continue writing. And the name is not something we get tied to, because I'm sure many of these names are going to be very popular with AI. If we don't have a Chen in here, I'll be very disappointed. Thorn, that's a popular one. Lena Sparky Petrova, hey. John Lee. I think I've seen a Laura quite a few times. Chicago, we got us a... Yeah, this is something you would save to a snippet. Go through, clean up, you know, find anything in here you don't like or something, you know, character that's out of place for your world. But anyway, like I said, the whole idea is if you need a character, you've got one all ready to go. You just go through here and then... Actually, let's try and extract. See if it... Codex entries. 69 codex entries for 10 characters. Yep, that's why I don't use extract. But, yeah. like Dr. Alina Sparky Petrova, which I like that name, Sparky. Not a new snippet, new codex. And usually I don't give them any color so that they really stand out as they're a nobody. Call them an incidental character, but yep. So now if we need another character, we got Sparky. So that wraps up the character building prompts. And the next set of prompts will be world building.
If you have any questions, I highly recommend joining the Novel Crafter Discord. Thanks for watching and keep writing. Future readers are waiting for your stories.